Good afternoon. Want to welcome all of you who have joined us for the January 25th, 2018 meeting of the Sacramento Public Library Authority, and want to thank all those that are with us and certainly following us on the Metro Cable Channel 14. As we get started, before we get started, we usually do some public announcements, so I'm going to turn to Linda Beamer once again to make any announcements that you have to make. Is there any? About being taped? I'll let you do that.
This meeting of the Sacramento Public Library Authority is being videotaped in its entirety and will be cablecast without interruption on Metro Cable 14, the Government Affairs channel on the Comcast Consolidated Communications and AT&T Uverse cable systems, and will be webcast at www.sacmetrocable.tv. Today's meeting is being shown live and will be repeated at 4 p.m. Saturday, January 27th, and 9 p.m. Sunday, January 29th, on Channel 14. This meeting is closed caption. A DVD copy will be available for checkout from any library branch no later than 2 weeks following today's meeting. A public copy of the full agenda, including reports, is available for viewing at the back table and is available on the library website at www.saclibrary.org. Members of the audience wishing to address the board should complete a speaker identification form located at the back table and give it to the clerk. Please speak into the microphone when addressing the board and state your name for the record. Comments are limited to 3 minutes so that everyone may be heard. In consideration of others, please silence your cell phone at this time.
Very good.
Would you like me to take the roll now?
Yes, please. All right.
Okay.
I was kind of having to stall because I know we had a member on the way. See, there's method to my madness, but yes. Roll. No, I caught you off guard. So, anyway, all right, please call the roll.
Okay. Alan Warren. Darren Soon.
Here.
Daryl Wu.
Present.
Linda Budge.
Here.
Phil Cerna.
Here.
Jeff Slowey. Larry Carr.
Here.
Don Natoli.
Here.
Jay Chenier.
Here.
Stephanie Wynn. Angela Gashby. Sue Frost.
Here.
Eric Guerra. Saul Hernandez. And Lori Hewer.
Very good. Okay, we do have a quorum. Thank you, Linda, for calling the roll and reading the statement. Director Hewer, could you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please, Lori?
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. That takes us down then to public comment on matters not on the agenda. We do have a speaker. Michael Harris is signed to speak. So, Michael, I invite you to the podium. Welcome. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to all of you, Chair Natoli and board members of the Library Authority. Most of you know me. My name is Michael Harris, son of the West here, born here, Sacramento. I come by today and say a few things. One is I'm pretty good around libraries and archives because some of you know my high school librarian, Penny Castanis, and Terry was across the way at Cosumnes River College, and today, you know, my sister, she's a dean over there. So we learned, you know, at our house how to read, but how you maneuver through libraries and maneuver through Dewey Decimal Systems and, you know, how to find things that aren't easy to find. We learned that, you know, around the corner, around the dinner table with some people that knew what they were doing. So the reason I come by today, actually yesterday at around 8:22, James Marshall found some gold in the mill race up in Coloma, started the gold rush, arguably created this place we call home. So at the State Library and the archives, we're shaking it up in a good, positive way. As Don said, I'm going to borrow, there's a method to the madness. There's just a lack of showing the African contribution to the gold rush. And the way we've been taught to do it, you talk about the Chinese contribution, you talk about the Chilean, the Russians, everybody was here. And then you might get a little bit of support when you talk about the African contributions. So now there's going to be a research guide specifically for the African Americans at the State Library, and it should probably be released in the middle of Black History Month. But also the Martin Luther King Library. There's a collection, Bonnie and Sam Pinnell. We got to put Bonnie's name on that and lift that up. And then the closeout Black History Month will be over at the, well, okay, I didn't tell you. 1st of February is National Freedom Day. And so we'll be at the library there talking about that, what it is, and the connectivity to blacks learning how to read when it became legal. And what is your name? I'm trying to think of her name. One of Tougaloo 9, who opened up one of the libraries in Mississippi so black folks could actually go to a library. And then at the end of the month at Valley High, Laguna, we'll be talking about the Black Church and the Gold Rush, whatever we find through the libraries, the new stuff in the archives. It should be pretty interesting. So the libraries are someplace that's very familiar, and it's my contention if we make the story bigger and broader, there'll be more of people that look like me, small, reading and writing, if you show them in the curriculum and the design and that they were here from the very beginning in the Gold Rush. So that's enough. I got 3 whole seconds. See y'all soon.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Thanks for sharing and for pointing out some of the events to recognize both certainly contributions of Americans of African American descent, but certainly of all ethnicities, and certainly I think the fact that you begin to have collections where folks can read and learn more, and I think to appreciate our history. And I know, again, you are in your own right a very renowned historian, and that you research and certainly local history and your contributions. So thank you, Michael, for being here today and for highlighting those things. And we certainly invite folks to visit our libraries, but to appreciate the history and the contributions of all those that have gone before us here in Sacramento, but certainly those of African American descent, and appreciate so much you sharing.
Thank you.
Good. Okay. Very good. We have no other speakers off agenda, matters off agenda, and so we'll then go to our presentations. And item 3 is our marketing and communications update. So,
well, I have one when a whole group is better. Amy
right.
Calhoun, the manager, will introduce the folks.
Okay, so you tell us who everybody is. So, very good. All right. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for your time today to let us share a marketing and communications update. Thank you. This one. At a recent board meeting, Director Carr asked a very important question. The library has presented to the board.
He said, "Uh-oh." You're not so sure you want to hear the answer, I guess.
We presented to the board on many new and impactful services, such as our services to new arrivals and refugees, our summer lunches for kids, our programs that help them develop coding and STEM skills through video game design. But what are we doing as a library to raise awareness in the Sacramento region of these services and their value? So, as you can see, the budget for the entire communications department has been between $600,000 and $700,000 and that is holding steady at about 1.7% over the last 3 fiscal years. This budget includes staffing, including a web coordinator, in case you were wondering why my title is Communications and Virtual Services. That's the virtual part. So much as the library is evolving to continue to offer our most relevant and needed services to the community, so is our communication strategy. Marketing in the library has traditionally been very reactive. And when I say reactive and traditional, here's what I mean. Printed materials and press releases, often flyers on a bulletin board inside the library. So how do we get our messages beyond our walls and into the community? So today we are going to share with you our new marketing and communication strategy, which will leverage our resources and talent to greatly increase awareness of the library in the Sacramento region without any additional increase to the budget. So I am now going to hand it over to our Public Information Coordinator, Tracy Pontma.
Okay, great. Tracy, good afternoon.
All right, thank you. Let's get this a little closer. I'm not so tall. I'm going to jump right out of the gate and say we have a reputation problem. And that's really hard to reconcile because, as you know, we're really beloved in the Sacramento community. Just a few days ago, Rivka and I were speaking with the Sacramento Bee reporter, and she said that every time she speaks to someone in the community about the library, we always receive high praise. So what it boils down to is that we have a good reputation, but not an accurate one. Amy likes to say the community loves us, but they don't know us. And the evidence of that is not just anecdotal. So I'm doing a presentation, so I'm going to turn it to the next slide. There we go. For example, if you take a look at this snapshot of our media coverage in 2017, you'll see that our story is nowhere to be found in that. Instead, you see AM and PM, and that's a result of the numerous online event calendars that we place our listings on. The rest of it, adjustable rate loan, Aaron Horner, that's a story that took place at the library but wasn't a library story. So we have some work to do. Another example was this segment. It was a week-long segment on ABC 10 in July of last year. It wasn't at the official library week, but they featured the library for a week. And the anchor started off the segment, the week-long segment, with that statement. I'll let you read that really quick. It hurts a little bit, right? But it's no surprise. We are regularly covered in this way. It's the concept that what exists at the library is a surprise, and we want to change that. One way that we can do this, not one of the ways, so this is our plan moving forward. We're going to spend the next 3 years taking ownership of our story. The greatest thing about that, and it's similar to what Amy touched on, is that we can do this, we'll get a return with no financial investment. We'll begin by focusing on early learning, tech and creation, welcoming community spaces, and reading, obviously. How do we do that? The first step that we're going to take is we're going to position ourselves as experts in those areas. And what I have up on the screen right now is a pending lawsuit against the state of California because children in our state can't read. We're going to pay close attention to that lawsuit, as well as the legislation brought forth by Senator Bill Dodd and Assemblymember Kevin McCarty regarding pre-K for all in California. And at the appropriate time, we're going to reach out to the media and join the conversation. Show them, what we want to do is show them that the library is a quality, easily accessible part of the solution. Beyond that, beyond media, we also want to begin ramping up our brand journalism efforts. And we'll do that by putting out our stories of people who are positively impacted, or they experience a positive impact in their lives because of their relationship with the library. We'll do that via email. We'll do that via web, social media, and also video. And through these channels, we'll continue to improve our brand journalism, again, by telling the positive stories of people impacted by the library. And I believe we'll recognize two people up there. We celebrated them last year, our teen volunteers, Emmanuel and Claire. Mm-hmm. We had a lot to say. We whittled it down out of respect for your time. Fortunately, the greatest need we have to make this happen isn't an increase in our budget, as we have stated, but all of us rallying together to tell our story. And that includes our staff, our friends, and then all of you here and other local influencers. So soon, we will, as we move forward with this 2018-2020 plan, we'll build message decks that will provide language and talking points and sound bites for everyone to use when they're speaking with the community, when they're speaking with the media, so that we're all presenting our story in a consistent and strong manner. But before I hand this over to Brian, who has a lot of amazing things to say, I wanted to ask if we can send you some of that messaging and some of our stories to share with your constituents, and if so, what would be the best way to go about doing that? Let's do Linda.
Take care of that. They've all been great. When we send,
right.
How about putting this in your newsletter for summer reading and things like
Perfect.
that?
So we will continue that, but just
make sure we can do that.
Okay.
We'll send more.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just a question before you leave.
Mm-hmm.
Back on the slide where you showed the coverage, I guess it was it ABC 10 that was doing the story? So who's that quote? Is that just kind of a
That's, when I'm failing on her name, that's the anchor who presented the library week throughout that week.
She's the morning anchor.
Right, and that's what
Morning
she said,
blend.
all concept, or is this something our viewers
Yeah.
may care about? She said
She
that?
actually said that on camera?
Said it on Monday.
Right.
On Friday,
Yes.
she said something totally different.
So was it rhetorical just to kind of just prompt interest, or was she was actually, how was that portrayed? I want to understand the context. of it.
Yeah, do you want me to?
Well, I think she's the perfect example of she's looking at the library that might have been her school library when she was 11, and instead of the library as it is today, because by the end of the week, her response was very different. Wow.
Right.
We have this incredible resource at our fingertips. It's the public library. So, I mean, I think to put it in context,
that's what I'm trying to get, yeah.
It was, who cares about the library, to, wow, I didn't know the library did all this stuff, which is what we constantly encounter. That's our biggest challenge. When we talk about what we do, it's, we didn't know the library did maker spaces, did help kids with coding, did,
Right.
It goes to
you
what
name
you
it.
said earlier about reputation or how you're perceived versus
Hosts citizenship ceremonies, you name it. That's all of the things that we do. Sorry,
Right.
I'm taking over their
that's right.
presentation.
No, I want to add one thing, though, and I was going to throw this in, but I thought, no, I don't need to say that. So if ABC 10 is watching, we love you. The media actually really treats us very well. We just haven't shown them who we are. So they're looking at it, like Rivka said, they're remembering their college library or their school library, not the library of today. So that's what we hope to change.
Well, and to add to that, ABC 10 called us on Tuesday, and we had somebody in the studio on Wednesday because
Right.
they know they can count on us to do a great segment for them whenever they need one. So,
Very good. Okay. All right, Brian, you're up.
Does this go up any higher?
Yeah, you can raise the button, Linda, he can raise it there on the,
Oh, it's fine.
you sure?
I can slouch a little. I wore heels, so. So the focus of the 2018 Sacramento Public Library marketing goals are to gain library card holders, to grow our service awareness, and to improve our community experience. We plan to use several resources to reach these goals. Our own media sources such as email, social media, our program interactions, and our website, and then also via paid media resources including direct mail and advertising. When we look at how we utilize our email and social media currently, we want to take that and expand our targeting messaging with new campaigns focusing on priority services. And then we want to continue to grow our email and social media follower bases by getting relevant content out to the right people that are interested in that. Our program interactions, we want to take advantage of the opportunities when people are walking through our doors at our events and making sure that we're asking the questions for those who are non-users of the library and inspiring them to come and get a library card with us. With our website, we are undergoing we're revamping our website right now, and it's going to relaunch in September. And the main goal there is to simplify access to the content and information. Sorry, I thought you took that. The second part of this is our paid media. So we're planning to do a direct mail campaign this year targeting new residents with the goal of connecting non-users to information and informing them of nearby locations and the services that they can expect to find there. And then additionally, as you see in the graphic here, we're going to be launching an advertising campaign. And the focus of that is found at the library. We want to gain new library card holders by, again, connecting to those non-users and letting them know about what they're missing out on. We're planning on utilizing print, web via our library website and web banners, social media, and then local transportation, including transit shelters and wrapping our library vehicles. And then additionally some in-branch signage just to keep consistency between what people are seeing out in the market and then when they come into our branches. This is all planning to launch March 1st, so you should be seeing this very soon. And those are the main components that we have for this year.
Okay, thanks. Director Carr?
Yes, thank you for the presentation. Could you go back to the goals slide?
The goal?
The goals.
Yeah.
So when we say gain card holders and grow service awareness, Do we know what it is now? Will we be able to measure this? And how many card holders are we trying to get, and what level of service awareness are we trying to attain? And are we segmenting that in the population so we will know how to target our campaign?
Great questions.
We can. We do have our total numbers of library card holders right now. Our goal is to expand 5% beyond the general lift number that we've been seeing.
5% of the card holders beyond what we have now?
Beyond the current trend line, correct. I didn't get all the questions in there.
And the service awareness goal, what is it now, and have we segmented that within the population so we will know if we need to perhaps have more Spanish targeting or more Hmong targeting? Or
Correct. We definitely want to connect people with languages that we're offering services in. We want to connect them to those languages. So we do have a plan. We have a World Languages webpage currently, and so as part of our revamped website, we will be putting some effort into making sure people connect to those services that are in language currently. As far as additional services, not everything is trackable, which is a little bit of a challenge. But the things that are trackable, we can gauge like who's using ebooks, audiobooks, anything on the digital library where they have to use their library card in order to access it. We can track those, and we can see what kind of an impact we are making based on the advertisement or communications that we're putting out.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
And also speaking to your segmentation question, we do have a tool which lets us look at all the Sacramento households, region households, and we can see who's card holders and who's not, and we can see which segments are underrepresented as card holders and who's not. So even though that's not specifically service awareness, we can see who we're not hitting as card holders.
So what are the, in terms of service awareness, there are a lot of different services the library offers. Obviously, we're not trying to make people aware of every single thing. Have we identified those major things, and do we know that we want people to be aware of, and do we know exactly where we are on that by population segment?
Well, I want to give you an example. So this all ties, everything our communications department ties in with the library's strategic plan, which we're kind of refreshing this year to take us through 2020 because we think we have a good plan. But for example, so one of the things that we're very interested in is this push toward universal preschool. But that's for kids who are 4 to 5. Our push then will be, how do we get the work with families with children who are ages 0 to 3, for example, so that we really are creating that continuum so that kids are not only starting school ready to learn, but they're starting preschool ready to learn. We have a role in that. So it's creating that awareness, because if you know about the library and you use it, you know those things. But it's people who don't know about the library, and I think that's the, it's a tough nut, but it's a challenge for us given the amount of money we have to do that promotion. But we're going to keep trying. So I wanted to add that. That's an example, but there are specific services around those kind of 4 pillars that the folks discussed, the tech and creation. That's why we have somebody doing coding with kids and doing the robotics programs and things like that. Again, we want to make a difference in the community, but we also want to change people's attitudes about what we offer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I guess what I'm asking, Rivka, is that we have a strategy, we have a goal over some time period, and at the end of that time, it would be nice to know if this strategy achieved the goal.
Right.
And so if we say grow services, and we don't get specific about which services and by which populations, then we won't be able to adjust as we go along, because you always adjust these strategies when you start them. And so you won't know at the end whether or not this particular strategy achieved the goal.
And that's where this comes in under the strategic plan, which has very measurable goals, and we're very outcomes based, so we'll be able to come back to you and talk about what's the impact? Has there been an increase of both confidence that the library has something people want, as well as awareness in what those services are? So that's exactly, all of this is a piece of the bigger piece, which is our strategic plan. And I personally am really excited around these strategies to get where we need to go.
Okay.
But
So
it's a process.
over what period of time are we talking about?
It's a 3-year period, but we would be checking in 6 months at a year. So we'll be checking in periodically, but we expect that we need 3 years to make a huge change in the community, but we'll be tracking little by little. And this is a 30,000-foot view. So Brian and Tracy are both very talented reports, so it's very easy for us to provide both to Rivka and the board. I think service usage directly ties to service awareness. If the services are being used more, people are more aware of them, and we can absolutely measure that and report on it.
Some services, just because they use one service, like borrow a book, doesn't mean that they know about all the other services.
Exactly.
And I just think it's important to establish a baseline so we know where we're starting from, and we'll know if we've done anything when we get there.
I agree with you, and by the way, I think their goal for library card holders is way low. But
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, you bet. Okay, Director Soon.
Thank you, Chair. I just, Board Member Carr touched upon my questioning as well in terms of segmentation of demographics. So I just want to emphasize how much this is needed, and just want to appreciate this presentation and what you're about to embark on. And if there's anything we can do, of course, let us know. But this proactive marketing is so very needed. I mean, when you have kids, we're coming on 5G now, and the phones and things, and why do I need to go to the library when I might have a library, in this thing? So these services that you're talking about, for kids, passports for travelers, those kinds of things, getting that out to folks so they know that there are things at the library that they can't get on that phone or computer, I think is very well needed. So thank you.
Okay. All right, thanks, Darren. Director Budge?
Oh, yes. Thank you. So when I think Darren really hit the nail on the head, because from my perspective, this is like a partnership with all of us. We all have a role in this. And so when I look at this page with all the different flyers and all, every time I see our librarian, she hands me a stack of these little flyers, lots of them. And so we put them in City Hall. We advertise them on our website and in our social media and in our fresh news that goes out. Seriously, the Chamber's email blast has like 10,000 people in it, and the Community Council's email blast has got like 14,000, and so we really do cover an awful lot of territory with all of our attempt to keep people up on what's going on in Rancho Cordova. But when I read Rivka's director's report for this month, I was absolutely intrigued, because there's always really great things that go on that through the libraries that you're talking about. And quite frankly, Jill Stockinger tells us that there are more programs, more special programs at the Rancho Cordova Library than there are days of the month. Seriously, and that's why seriously,
Yep.
And that's why she can hand me that stack of these little flyers. But some of the things that Rivka talked about this time, like the program for the Russian-speaking preschoolers, or some of the technology advances that you're using to connect with teens or a variety of people, those are the kinds of things that really are reaching a lot of people and are going to reach a lot of people, but sometimes we all have a problem in simply getting the word out. Mm-hmm. So it just seems to me that we have a role in helping you all get the word out, because what's actually taking place right now, between that and the special language collections that we have, targets a lot of different people across all spectrums of cultures and ages. We just need to let more people know about it. So at whatever point you need help in that, you absolutely have to call on us.
Thank you so much. Thank you for what you have done already, and we are really looking forward to working with you because you truly are major local influencers, and so we thank you for your support.
Rivka's report actually included a new form of social media that I never heard of before, and so I have to ask somebody at City Hall who's a lot younger than I am what it is.
Twitch?
Yeah, that one.
We want to be on the cutting edge.
Well, I think we need to add a Twitch or two.
We are.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Director Budge and our staff. Director Wu.
Thank you, Chair. So I'm probably the least technical member on this body, but every time I go to a nice restaurant, for example, I get this note in my Facebook or email, and you are here. Take a picture of this place with yourself. Yeah. I think with the 160, 170,000 students that we have in the greater Sacramento area, I'm just thinking greater Sacramento, I'm not thinking of, but we probably have closer to 200 in our outreach. If our libraries were, I don't know how this works, but if our libraries, while a child is at the library, say, you're at Bell Coolidge at this event, take a picture and post it.
Yes.
The vibe that the children create or our patrons create among us, their own colleagues, goes a long, long way. And they can say, hey, you were at this event yesterday, I saw it posted. You got to let me know when the next one is, because I didn't know that they even did that before. So I think that while we're sitting up here listening to your input about social media and stuff like that, I don't post my picture when I go to a restaurant, but I'm sure those kids do that. And so I think that that will help in the self-generation of patronage, because I know that, I don't know about the entire, our entire region, but I know that Rivka has a goal that every student in Sac City Unified will have a library card, and I'm assuming that all the students in all of our outreach will have a library card before long, and we want them to start using it and encouraging their friends and their colleagues to use it as well. So I think, again, I don't know how that stuff works about taking your picture, but if we can have that as an add-on for our branches, I think that would be a great thing to have as well.
Yes, your instinct.
Just really quick, I don't want to belabor the point, but the record needs to be clear. There is literally no one less tech savvy than Chair Natoli. He uses a flip phone. Okay, that's not, the fact that you even have Facebook is like eons from where he is. Okay, I'm sorry.
Thanks a lot. I'll send you a text in response. Yeah, well, I'll send you a text in responding to that, so I can text. Anyway, she's right.
Tech savviness aside,
okay, thanks,
your
Daryl,
instinct is right on.
You set me up really good, Mr. Wu. You done? Okay.
No, Doc.
I know you didn't, so now you do. Yes. The whole world does now. All right, Director. All right, Director Budge.
Just in addition to taking a selfie and posting it, every time I walk in, every time I have been anywhere, because my phone has GPS on it, they ask me to do a Yelp review. So, let's create a positive image on Yelp with the libraries.
Oh, we get 5-star reviews.
Well, that's good.
And we engage and respond to reviews, both positive and not so positive, and try to make them have a positive experience in the follow-up. So, and Director Wu, your instinct is right on. Tech savviness aside, word of mouth is so powerful. So teen to teen, that is one of the reasons our Yule Ball that is created by teens and empowered by teens and for that audience does so well. So.
Very good.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Any other comments about flip phones or anything else? Okay, now that we've proven it, Ms. Ashby right, so. Okay, thank you to our marketing team.
Thank you for your time.
And you can send me something snail mail. I'll get it. I'll read it. I'll assure you. Okay. Very good. Good report. Good questions. And a lot of good things happening in libraries. I think how we communicate certainly is very, very important. Many different modes, including the rotary phone. And with that, we'll move to the next item. So thanks a lot. Very good. Okay. We had items. Any written reports from Friends of the Library?
Friends
and very good.
I feel like alert chair, but my name is Anita Scurry, and I'm president of the Friends of the Library. And you heard the staff, the marketing and communications staff, talk about how they want to collect and disseminate stories about how people have been impacted by the library. And we, the Friends, hope to help them with that through our Book First campaign. The library has a very ambitious goal for us to collect or get $45,000 in donations, so that we will be able to distribute many more than the 8,000 plus books, I think, that we distributed last year. The Book First distributions have already started this year. Some of the teachers and the schools are really excited about it, and they haven't waited until spring to get their visits set up. They're occurring right now, and I think that's a wonderful thing. I'd like to invite you also to our annual board meeting, which is on a Sunday at Hart and Dimick on February 11th at 1 o'clock. To go back to Book First, though, we are partnering with the library on a digital media campaign, which we hope will raise awareness, not just of the Book First program, but also of the library, because this is a library program which we fund. And so we're hoping to raise greater awareness through that digital advertising or media campaign as well. Let's see. At our annual meeting, we are going to be discussing the concept of a community leadership advisory council. And if it has a positive response, we'll find out, we will be then modifying our bylaws or voting on modifying our bylaws. And we'll probably be asking some of you to participate in that council. So just a heads up.
Okay.
And that's all I have. Any questions?
Great. Any questions from friends? Thank you for all your work in 2017 and for give us a look forward as to what you plan to do in the upcoming year. And thank you so much for your leadership on behalf of the organization as well.
And thank you for what you do for the library too. Thanks.
Good. Thanks, Lynn. Okay. Any others on that item? If not, then Sacramento Public Library Foundation. I have a written report. Anyone here wish to? Nope. No one here on that. So that'll carry over to our next agenda item. Our next agenda. All right, with that, then we'll go down to Director's Report.
Thank you, Chair Natoli. Yes. Just a couple of things. I do have to point out that sometimes a picture is worth 1,000 words, so we all fell in love with the letter that one of our librarians got from a little boy saying that while he loves her, he loves his teacher more. Children are so fickle. What can I say? But going back to just really want to highlight some things, and that is, drum roll please, the purge worked. It took 5 years. It took dogged attacks on our vendor. It took Supervisor Peters saying at a meeting last year, you need to fix this. And us being able to tell the vendor that. It took them a year, but we were able to do it, and we're very grateful because it was showing up in our audit. And as you all know, bad debt is bad debt. At some point, it is truly uncollectible. So we're thrilled about that.
Very good. All right.
And then I have to point out, the Sacramento Room really is a community resource. I'll bet you use it. It's got it has great materials in it, and we're very grateful that Margaret Posen gave us the gift of her papers. She's a local historian who writes a lot about Rio Linda and Alberta, and that's a wonderful addition to the Sacramento Room. So we're grateful, and that's the kind of thing that we absolutely love because it's often hidden material that we don't have access to. The other thing that I want to point out to you, and that's where Director Budge saw the information about Twitch, is our Libraries Illuminated grant. That's a great opportunity for us to talk about the things that we do that people don't know about, and it's also skill building for our community and often for kids who don't have those resources. Finally, I want to point out that our monthly statistics has a new look. The communication staff helped greatly. We decided to really sort of collapse a lot of the information. It was a lot of paper, and we're not sure how useful it was. And we really are presenting the data for you in those 4 kind of pillars of reading, because it's still, in my opinion, the most important thing we do, as well as welcoming communications, early learning, and tech and creation. So you'll see this. If it's not enough information, we can always tweak it, but we're presenting it to you this month, hoping that you'll look at it and ask questions of us. So I'm very happy about that. Another aside, I had a conversation this morning with the founder of the company Overdrive, which is the ebook lending service that we subscribe to for our patrons. And Sacramento Public Library reached more than 1 million circulations. Our circulation of ebooks went up 40% last year, and so we got called out in a press release that they did, but we're also one of their beta test libraries for something called an instant library card, and we see really great opportunities for promoting that at places like Sacramento Airport. You're flying out, you forgot a book, you've got your phone, you can get a library card instantly and start downloading books. So we think it's a great resource. And then finally, I'm heading back to Jordan tomorrow, and I'll be gone for 10 days. And Jared Keller and Kathy Middleton will keep the library running, and I'll have some more adventures with kids in the refugee camps. So I'm very excited about that. I have a very full suitcase with lots of toys, games, literacy materials, books, and oil paints. So I'll tell you all about it next month. One last thing that I forgot to say. Thanks to the Friends of the Library, we are just rolling the presses out within the next 2 days of a couple of days of a special graphic interpretation of Frankenstein. This is the 200th anniversary of the publication of that book. It's a very important book. We all know it. We might not all have read it, but we've all seen Young Frankenstein, I'm sure. But it's actually a beautiful book. The illustrations by Stephanie Taylor, who's a local Sacramento artist who's really quite well known here in the community. She did a beautiful job, and it is an absolutely stunning book. So we'll have copies for the board next month, and we're doing a series of programs over the next few months around Frankenstein. So thank you. Questions?
Okay.
Comments?
Yes, Director Budge.
Yeah, is it published by the library?
Yes, through the I Street Press.
Okay.
Yes. Our little machine is still kicking 6.5 years later.
It's outlived.
It's outlived. Talk about a Frankenstein monster that's outlived anybody's expectation of lifespan. And it's busier than ever.
All righty.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'll be posting pictures. Yes.
Send me a postcard.
Yeah. I'll be home before
As
the
I know you'll be home
postcard
before, yeah, okay. But I'll treasure it anyway,
There
so.
you go.
Okay. And any other comments or questions? Again, good wishes on your travels, Rivka, and thanks for all the good work and the good reports. So, all right, if nothing else, then we'll go to our information items. I know we have just a brief report on that, and I don't know if Johnny's going to give that or you are, Rivka, on our financials.
Questions?
Is there any questions? No?
Okay.
Okay, Supervisor, Director Frost.
In item 5.5, you were going back and looking at the fund balance, and I was just wondering what the ETA on report back was on that, or you talked about how you're making some progress, but it sounds like there's some more information that you don't have access to, that you're still working on it.
Still trying to find some of the information. Our research includes actually going through Sacramento room files and looking at old budgets, and we don't want to provide the board with misinformation. We want to be as accurate as possible, and some of the things that we're discovering are we can't tell when, how did we put it? It's like the material, it's like sometimes when we first became a JPA, there was no separation of those of those funds. And so we're just being very careful about making sure that the information we find is accurate. We expect to have something for you before the May budget. So I imagine it will be probably the April board meeting where we'll be able to talk about what it really is and then what our plan is. But we really also see a need to have the Budget Audit Committee weigh in on then the sort of direction that we need to go as we talk about the library's fund balance, so that we are good stewards of both the intentions of the JPA as well as what our libraries need.
Okay.
Thanks,
I hope that
Ruth.
answers the question.
That does. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions on just the information items? All right. Seeing none, then there's nobody signed up to speak on these items, so I have no one to address us on information items. The consent calendar, we have items 6.1 through 6.5. They're in order. Is there any comments or?
I'll move it.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. All right, moving to second, but we have a question by Director Frost.
I have a question relating to the gifts and donations. When I was looking through there, I noticed some of the entities didn't. Are these gifts that, like, the Friends of the Library have fundraisers and they
Exactly.
raise money for the library authority and give it to that library? Or does the donations that are gathered go toward their specific library that
Right.
they?
Right. We have the Friends of the Library. The umbrella organization is who you see every month at the meeting, or most months. Each branch has an affiliate friends group. They're called affiliates. And those friends raise money specifically for their library. So they'll hold book sales or pancake breakfasts or spaghetti feeds, and then the money goes to support specific programs at that branch. And so you'll see the reports come in, or the donations come in at different times of the year, and they're produced quarterly. So what you're seeing is a snapshot of the last few months.
So if they don't raise any money, they don't have as many special programs?
Correct.
Interesting.
Yeah.
To talk to some of those folks.
Well, and that's a long conversation. We have friends groups, some friends groups who are very fortunate. They have a large body of volunteers. They get a lot of donations. They're able to make a lot of money for their particular branch. And some of them are very good about sharing. For example, the North Natomas Friends give us money for the system-wide summer reading program to support other libraries. Some larger friends groups have adopted smaller friends groups. Like, I think Arden Dimmick has adopted, is Anita still here? She's gone. North Sac, right. So, like, the Arden Dimmick Friends help North Sacramento Library, things like that. But
maybe I can help support some of my friends.
Yes. We
That's
always,
good.
and honestly, the Friends, people often ask the difference between, like, the Friends and the Foundation. The Friends are on the ground doing those things that specifically help usually one location, right? And so the Bell Coolidge Friends, for example, are another group that do all kinds of community activities, and they have their own little bookstore. It depends partly on just the number of people who are able to participate and
Okay. I was just
involved.
curious as to the money flow and when they raise it, where it goes.
Well, and one idea is we can certainly send you a blurb to put in your district newsletter to encourage people to join the Friends and talk about the benefits.
Yeah,
Because
I
it
would-
comes right back. They are the most local of all support organizations for the library.
And also all the special programs that are offered in the libraries in my district, I could put that
Yeah,
out too.
exactly.
So,
That'd be great.
appreciate that.
Okay,
Thank
we can
you.
do that. Thanks.
Okay. All right. Any other questions on any items? If not, we do have a motion and a second. Did you get the maker and the seconder of the motion?
I'd like to know, I know Mr. Chenier moved it. Who seconded?
Seconder? Mr. Carr. You haven't trained me. I'm only going to be doing this for one more item on the agenda, and then you have to. I'm sure Mr. Chenier will have it all down. He'll give you the seconder and all that. So, and I
have a smartphone.
As I say, I know you can send her a tweet or something if you have to. So, okay, all right, very good. Nothing further. Then we can just do a voice vote. Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Any recusals? Seeing none, consent calendar is approved. All right, bring us down to the major item of the day, the action item. And with that, I know we had some information that was sent to the board last year relative to the rotation. Right? Was that included with this month's information? Did you include that?
Yeah, sorry, I have to put my glasses back on. Last April 27th, we updated the report on the chair rotation. We created the original we documented the original rotation in 2011, and this was just an update because we had a slight shift in the rotation, and it's our suggestion for where we move forward.
Okay. All right, so you want to call that item, Linda, so we have it officially on the record?
Item 7.1, election of board chair and vice chair 2018.
All right. And I'm prepared to turn the gavel over, and Mr. Schneer has served very capably as vice chair, and I'll accept nominations for vice chair, otherwise a motion will be in order.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, so it's moved and seconded, moved by Wu, seconded by Budge, that we elect a chair. Nominations closed for Mr. Schneer, and unless there's any dissent, voice vote. All's in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Any recusals? Very good. It's unanimous. Congratulations, Mr. Schneer. Do you want the gavel now or at the end of the meeting?
I think I'd like you to finish it.
Okay. All right. I'll see if I can get through the rest of this meeting. All right. So now we're to the point of vice chair, and I think the rotation was spoken to in that. So we'll be looking for one of the other member cities.
County cities.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Who's not here? Well, that's one way to do it. So, all right, I'm going to open nominations, and yeah. Okay. Do we have a request?
I was going to nominate the great city of Elk Grove, Mr. Darren Soon, see if he would be interested in assuming the vice chair position.
Second.
There's the answer to the question. So, Mr. Soon, you got a chance to.
I accept.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right. Is there any other nominations? All right.
Move to close the nomination.
Second.
Okay. So, well, we don't have we'll just do. We had a motion putting his name in nomination, so there was no other nomination. So we're going to vote on Mr. Soon as the vice chair for this upcoming year. And if there's no further questions, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Recusals? It's unanimous. All right. Congratulations, Mr. Schneer. Congratulations, Mr. Soon. And you only have to put up with me for one more item. So, okay. All right. With that, we'll move to the appointment of the Budget Audit Committee for fiscal year 18-19. And is that done by the board or done by the incoming chair?
That would be by me, I think.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, but can we, who's on it now? I know I am.
Okay, there's
I think Ms. Budge.
7 people on it right now, and that would be Mr. Schneer, Mr. Slowey, Mr. Guerra, Ms. Budge, Mr. Soon,
And Ms. Hewer?
Mr. Natoli,
Yeah. And Ms. Hewer.
and Ms. Hewer.
Ms. Hewer, yeah.
Sounds like an amazing group. I think we should keep it the same. Don't you think, Claire?
Yeah, the only thing I would ask, we have quarterly meetings, more or less?
More or less.
And I know we've had challenges getting board members there. There's been a couple of meetings that I was the only board member or one of 2. So I think this is a really good group, and Darren, I'm glad you'll be on it if you're vice chair. I would like to just ask each of you if you can make that commitment to hit at least 3 out of the 4 meetings so that we have a good group coming here. If
Well,
there's
that's
anyone
why
who can't
that's
do
why
that.
calling in works out really well.
That's why, I'm sorry?
That's why calling in works out really well.
Call in.
Yeah.
Because
No, and
the
that's-
secretary sends out the information, and then we can call in and
Yeah, no,
follow along.
that's totally fine if you do it that way.
Yeah.
But we still had some meetings that were very sparsely attended. So as long as people can make the meetings, if you can't, let me know now.
I guess, yeah. So are you asking us to physically attend, or are you okay
no.
if they continue to call in?
No, the call in
I
is-
haven't missed a meeting. I've called in, but
Okay. No, that's
it's-
fine.
It's sometimes it's a long drive for.
I got 3 out of 4
Yeah,
the other way around, though.
Right. So, Well, we just need to call you.
Yeah, I know.
So, okay, well, that's great. So if we can just keep this as is, unless anyone wants to make a change, that would be great.
All right, so very
We're good.
Okay.
So consider yourselves appointed.
All right, so the Magnificent Seven will continue on the audit committee for the next, budget audit committee for this next year. Okay, any other thoughts on that? If not, then we're going to move down to last item, which is reports, ideas, and questions from board members. Anybody want to punch up? Any comments? All right, very good. All right, so again, thank my colleagues for all their good work this past year, and I know
Happy New Year.
Chair Schneer will do a great job in the year to come.
Thank you for
Thank you,
being such a
Chair
great
Natoli.
chair.
Yes, thank you very much.
And with that, Rivka, have a great trip, and we will be adjourned. And next time we'll be back in these chambers, February 22nd.
I'd just like to thank the chair for his exemplary service throughout the year.
Thank you.
You've been a great leader.
No, thanks, Larry.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Carr.
Congratulations.
Okay,
Mr.
all right, very
Sue.
good. Okay, with that, we are adjourned. All right, thank you.